I was really proud of my team tonight. As you guys know, we had a very emotional game Saturday night at the UC against Dayton. Was a big win for us, and you now have to come home and you have 2 games before your league starts. And I was really proud of the respect that our guys gave IUPUI, which they deserved. IUPUI is a team that is very dangerous. They have a number of high major transfers that have played in venues like this. They had a schedule where they had played Marquette and Illinois and Michigan, and they're coming in here very confident. So I thought we approached the game really well. We never really let them get into a rhythm of what they wanted to do. A number of guys played great. Certainly Sanjay continues to be a warrior for us. What he's doing is just incredible out there. But I was most proud of our bench. You look at the 3 main guys that came out of off our bench, Isaiah, Tapp, and Gavin, and they combined for 46 points, 8 assists, 7 blocks, and 15 rebounds. I mean, that's just awesome production off our bench. Vic was a little bit under the weather tonight, so we had to withstand. I thought he gutted it out. He wasn't feeling well. So for those guys to come in and kind of pick up the slack was really good tonight, and just really proud of my team. It was a good win. I thought we functioned well on both ends, and now we have a quick turnaround to finish our non-league on Thursday night. So I'm open for questions.
You mentioned coming off the game against Dayton and then tonight also going into halftime with a big double-digit lead. Is that something that came up at all with you guys at halftime of keeping them energized and coming out in the second half?
And it wasn't really just Dayton. To be honest with you, it's something we've had a little bit of a pattern of having great first halves and then not playing as well in the second. And fortunately, we've been able to win a lot of those games. But you look at like the DePaul game, the Chicago State game. We went back about 5 or 6 games and we showed our guys the difference, our first halves versus our second halves. And so we've really challenged them these last couple days to, keep our foot on the gas pedal, continuing. And it was more defensively, quite frankly. Our defensive numbers were so good in the first, and we just had some slippage in the second half. And I thought tonight we addressed it right away at halftime. And it was them. It wasn't the coaches. It was the players. And that's always the best thing when they're talking about it and they're taking pride in it. And I thought we did a great job of continuing to play the same way tonight in the second half.
Coach, last year you guys had 3 capable centers in Ola, JVZ, and Pardon.
Yeah.
With Pardon being the only experienced big this year and now that he's out, have you put an extra emphasis on the interior defense tonight? You guys came up with 12 blocks. So what have you told the guys about that?
Well, I know whenever you're a man down, it's the old adage in anything, next man up. Nobody's crying for us because we have an injury, so you gotta make it work. You gotta step up. That's why what Gavin's doing. Barrett Benson, I think, is doing a great job. He had 5 blocks. He's going to continue to emerge offensively. But right now, if he can keep it simple and he can protect our basket and rebound and be a presence back there and be solid, thought he gave us 15 good minutes tonight. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 5 blocks. And, so those guys are just really, Tap Horns had to step up and play more physical. And, I think the thing that's kind of helped us with the lack of Pardon is we do have bigger wings. So when you have bigger wings, having Law and Lindsay, you don't get as small as you think you might because both those guys are 6'6", 6'7". So it allows you to play Sanjay and Skelly together or Sanjay and Taphorn a little bit. You still have some size down there to rebound and defend. So there's no question. It's a big loss not having Derek. He's our anchor down there, especially on the defense, the boards, the shot blocking, and to see the way the other guys are playing. I hope that will make us a better team down the line because now, we found a player in Barrett, him getting these minutes and then those other guys being able to play, and then we add Derek when he gets back in a couple weeks.
Coach, you had 6 players in double figures. Is spreading out the scoring distribution something you harp on, or does that just kind of come naturally with this
I just think that's who we are. Like you look at us, maybe Isaiah would be the only guy that is kind of a go-getter, in terms of a scorer. Everybody else has got to be a function of the offense. We're at our best when our assist totals are high to our assist to made basket ratio is high. Look at the stat sheet tonight. We had 31 made field goals and 23 assists. That's when we're at our best. We have to share it. We got to spread the wealth. We are not a one-on-one team. So when we start getting stuck at times is when we start trying to go one-on-one and breaking things off. and not running our offense. But, I think we're a really fun team to watch when we're sharing it and the spacing's good and we're got a lot of guys who can score and make plays. And plus, it's a fun way to play. When if you're open, you're going to get the ball. It's a fun way to play, and it's something we try to work on, and we're getting better and better with it. So it's been fun to watch.
Are you surprised at all with a night like this for Gavin? I mean, you've talked about that this is a guy who could be a starter. I mean, does it surprise you at all to see him have pretty much career highs across the board like this?
It doesn't, because I've thought Gavin was going to be a real good player. Even as he was growing, I thought he was a developmental guy. When we brought him in, him and Scotty are two great examples of that. They're two guys that they weren't ranked anywhere in recruiting. Neither of those guys were, but you saw talent. You saw size, you saw athleticism, you saw skill, and what you had to envision was 2 years of strength training, 2 years of coaching, and that's where those guys are at right now. They're really good players, and Gavin is a starter for us. We just bring him off the bench because there's value in what he brings off the bench, and I just love, to me, he should be a prime candidate for Sixth Man of the Year in our league if he continues to play like this, coming off the bench, the energy, the production. The guys love playing with him because it's infectious. He's all over the glass. He's making hustle plays. And so to answer your question, yes. I mean, that was our vision. We hoped. But when we recruited Gavin, this is the guy we saw. So that's it's fun to see now as he's gotten older and worked what he's become over the last couple years.
These past couple games, Sanjay's been incredible on the glass. Did you two have a conversation about him doing the dirty work for the team, or is that just something that he takes upon himself?
Yes, I told him he had to get every rebound. And he's listened well. So, no, Sanjay and I are super close. I love Sanjay. You guys know that have covered us. And a lot of times, even got he doesn't score, he doesn't do his production. Sanjay's a winner. And we're better because we're on Sanjay's team. I'm better because I'm on Sanjay's team. I love, he's got a warrior's heart and a warrior's spirit, and he'll do anything he needs to do to help the team win. And it's an amazing example for any player, that aspires to be good. Like, just be a winner. Be someone who makes winning plays, and that's what he does for us. And he's our rock, he's our soul, the guys. And I just love the fact that he's being able now to be rewarded with what everything he's put into this program for 4 years. I mean, he's a main part of the foundation of why we are here today, guys. He's one of those core pieces that has helped our program go from where we started to where it is. And he's just been incredible, and I hope he can continue to play this way.
Chris?
Yes,
you mentioned that Isaiah's really your only one-on-one player. You get to need those guys when the clock's slow.
Sure. Yep.
Is that one reason you've sort of been force-feeding him through the preseason here so he can provide that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, scoring is always a skill that kind of translates level to level. And he's the one guy, and we're going to get into the league, as you guys know, we're going to get into a league where coaches are pretty darn good. And they do a good job of scouting you and taking you away from your strengths and what you like to do. And you get a number of possessions now, especially with a shorter shot clock, where you're in that final 8 seconds and you need somebody to create something. And the thing I think Isaiah's done a good job. He's slowing down a little bit now, as you guys see. I mean, he was just going real fast for a while. And the thing about it is, I didn't want to rob him of his aggressiveness because that's who he is. So there's got to just be a teaching. He's really embraced watching film, kind of seeing the things we're talking about. And what we've talked about with him more than anything is just kind of let the game find you. And then at the end of a clock, if you got to go get it and make something happen, that's good. But within the early part of a possession, let the ball find you, let the game kind of come to you, and it'll get in your hands. And so, yes, I mean, he's a real important guy for us as we move forward because of his ability to create shots and scoring opportunities.
In a general question, do you believe the theory that a good team takes on the personality of its coach? And do you think this team has taken on your personality?
I think they're getting there. I think they're getting there. I love these guys, man. I do. I love coaching this team. And I coach them hard because I love them. And I just think that really good players and guys who want to do special things want to be coached hard. So they know the way I feel about them. They know that I'm in the fight with them. And, I think we're becoming a blue-collar team. I mean, you don't do some of the things we're doing defensively and fighting, without having a chip on our shoulder, without having, a little bit of edge to us, and we're doing a good job. We're not there yet. It's still 11 games in. I'm not anointing us to be a finished product. We need to get Derek back. We need to shore some things up. But this has been a really fun team to coach, and I'm excited to see where we can go the rest of the way.
The exact quote actually was, it's also us taking on the identity of our coach. Our coach is extremely confident.
Did you use all the adjectives?
Our team is extremely confident, and I think this is a testament to him. His team has finally taken on his personality. It's a confident team that goes to work every day.
Who said that? Okay. I was going to give him a gold star. So that was a good – no, I mean – the best teams are when the coaches and players are aligned as one. And we are that right now. And I hope we can continue to do that at a high level, because that's how we're going to be at our best.